banks including Westpac, the Commonwealth Bank, and National Australia Bank had sought urgent permission to collectively strike a deal with Apple, paving the way to expand its digital wallet solution into the pockets of more Australian iPhone users. Google credit, the tech giant launches Tap and Pay in Australia. Apple flop. Apple Pay has made only a small dent in payments market, but the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission today denied the request and postponed a draft ruling until October. ACCC Chairman Rod Sims said the issues related to the request were too complex to rule on in a limited time, and the Commission needed to investigate its effect on competition. The entire ACCC authorisation process usually takes up to 6 months, including the release of a draft decision for consultation before making a final decision. He said, the ACCC's decision not to grant interim authorisation at this time is not indicative of whether or not a draft of final authorisation will be granted. The banking collective, which also included Bendigo and Adelaide Bank, is attempting to negotiate the fee Apple charged for each Apple Pay transaction. The banks are also seeking access to the near-field communication technology in Apple iPhones to deliver their own digital wallet solutions. Apple Pay lets users pay for goods by touching an iPhone to a tap-and-pay credit card reader at the checkout. Forrester principal analyst Alison Clark said Apple's insistence on charging banks a percentage of each transaction is the reason why so many of the banks have held out against Apple. They're basically saying no, we're not paying what the banks in the US pay, she said. In Australia only ANZ and American Express have agreed to Apple's terms so far. The company is facing competition from Samsung and Android Pay, however, which launched this year with more financial institutions. News.com. Our privacy policy includes important information about our collection, use and disclosure of your personal information, including to provide you with targeted content and advertising based on your online activities. It explains that if you do not provide us with information we have requested from you, we may not be able to provide you with the goods and services you require. It also explains how you can access or seek correction of your personal information, how you can complain about a breach of the Australian privacy principles and how we will deal with a complaint of that nature.